Arena is a sad place, but Daddy is here to change all that with my new masterpiece. We'll save our secret surprise card for the end, so we'll first take a look at the rest of the deck. On the surface, it looks like a typical aggro landfall deck. We have Hellhound, Brushfire Elemental, Mammoth, but then things get strange. We have Ooze and Klothys for long-term graveyard hate, and Elder Gargaroth for late-game spank, plus Gemrazer and Inscription to buff our dudes. What is this madness? Well, you see, we aren't really an aggro landfall deck. We're actually what the kids call a chonky deck, because with the help of Pump and 8 fetches, it's pretty easy to have a toughness of 5 or more, hence the chonkiness. But why does the toughness of 5 or more matter? Get ready for it, because of Storm's Wrath. Hooray! Storm's Wrath in this deck makes me so happy, because we start playing our little dudes, and our opponent will be like, oh, gotta play my creatures too. And then on turn 4, we Fabled Passage, buffing our dudes to 5 toughness, and just destroying the field. Oh, it's so cool. Just imagine our opponent will Lotus Cobra into Omnath, and then boom, big spank. Here is the sideboard in case anyone cares. But now let's get to the gameplay. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more standard content. Without further ado, here's the gameplay with the VIP arena layout that only Wizards' most favorite streamers get. Opening hand, kinda balls. 2 oozes aren't good together, and this will mull. Well, this is pretty bad too, but we'll keep. Oh, and it's an aggro deck. Now we just gotta pray for Storm's Wrath. We pull land. Opponent plays Robber, finding our ooze off the top. Oh my gosh, all these lands. All right, play ooze. Opponent will be swinging. Hellhound on top. We'll trade, and they play the ooze. Okay. Oh, how wonderful. Play Mammoth. And we just gotta survive one more turn. Oh, Anax, didn't want to see that. Opponent attacks to get a token, I guess. I've got dummy thick plan. Play land, and then fight, and then pass back. Opponent plays another one. Oh, maybe swinging with the tokens. But what our opponent doesn't understand, we will literally do anything to win, even if it means eating our opponent's butt out. Mama has taught me well. Buff the Mammoth, fight, and now it's time to spread. Storm's Wrath. So fun. Okay, swing for 5. They still have 3 cards in hand, and it's not over till the fat lady queefs. Hellhound, and another Hellhound. They be desperate. And what? They concede the match? Oh man. I mean, we spanked them hard, but I didn't mean to traumatize them as well. But Storm's Wrath in the main, I must admit, is quite dirty. So be on to the next spanking. Opening hand, very, very slow. But we do have board wipe into this, plus Klothys, so we'll try to play the control game. Oh, and it's 4-color ram. Pass back. Opponent will be passing. And nothing graveyard, so Klothys isn't so good here. So we'll play the Mammoth. On plays Uro, getting an extra land. And nice land for us. Spank for 5, then play Klothys. Oh, and they play Omnath. So they gain 4 life. We eat Uro. And look at this kinkiness. Buff, swing, and bye-bye. It always feels so good. Oh, opponent plays Escape. A lot of stuff here, including another Omnath. They could fetch in Prophecy or Bounce. They do Prophecy. We'll play Gargaroth, but they only have 1 blue source. They may have to choose between Omnath and Borrower, but they did play a Passage last turn, which means they probably have a second one in hand, because why would they waste it? They play Omnath. Oh, and this inappropriate card. Everyone knows that's of a JJ. They go back to 17. Then they make 4 mana, bouncing Gargaroth, and playing the Dryad. Oh my god, how many lands do they have? Fine, be that way. Say hi to Jesus, play ooze, and pass back. Oh, Genesis Ultimatum. Ooh, but not much. And they can't bring it back either. Oh, but they stomp. While Klothys eat Uro, play Gargaroth, and they have another Uro, which they bring back, and Feladar's Retreat, so they get a token. Buff Uro, but let's do this. Inscription, having these hosts fight. Hooray! Klothys eats Uro. Oh, but they kill our Gargaroth. Alright, pass it back. One plays Escape, and mostly lands in 1 Fire Prophecy. Oh, and a Kenrith. I think we're in trouble. Yeah, we're going to game 2. In game 2, no change to sideboard, and this is kind of balls. We'll keep it. Play with tap, land, play both hounds. They play Cobra, we play land, swing, and we could have them fight, but wiping's also good. We'll just pass. Oh, they can ramp hard this turn. Oh, Fire Prophecy. We take 2. Gargaroth. Alright, swing for 4, and they try to bounce. We'll just buy some time, have them fight, replay the hound, and pass back. On it kills, passes, so we shall Gargaroth. Hooray. They have Gargaroth of their own. Oh, that's so good. Yay. And there's a concede, so we're going to game 3. Opening hand, kind of good, so we're gonna keep. Play the hound. One plays Cobra. Ooh, and that is tempting. But instead, we'll play land, swing, fetch, and deal 4. Oh, opponent has Evolving Wilds, and they cycle. Why did do that? Alright. Well, we could play Klothys this turn, and Gargaroth next turn. I guess that's the best move. So, swing for 2. Klothys. Another Evolving Wilds. They cycle again. Okay. And they send it back. Eat a land to make a mana. Fetch, play Gargaroth. Swing for 4. And this feels like a really sloppy game. We haven't stopped their Cobra, but it's also hard to complain about, Gargaroth. And there's a concede. Okay. Who would have thought that having a 4-color deck would lead to problems with consistency? So, be on to the next match. Opening hand, 1 lands is not gonna cut it, so we're gonna mull. And yeah, fine. Pull Klothys and swing with Brushfire. Oh, what? Do they gain life when they play a land? Okay. Pull a Wrath, swing for 3, and then finish up with Klothys, even though there's nothing in graveyard. It looks like they're red-green with Valakut Exploration. That is good value. And sadly, nothing for Klothys to eat. Pull a land, swing, and pass back. One plays Lotus Cobra. Oh, and a Fabled Passage. Exile a Cobra, and they play it from exile. And what? They have Underworld Breach? That is pretty kinky. I have dummy thick idea. Exile a Passage, shock, buff, and then say hi to Jesus. That nice. Oh, another Passage. They hit a land, and they find Turntimber. Only 5 mana here. Okay then. Full news, even though only 1 green source. Swing for 3, and play ooze. One plays a land. Hitting Valakut's Awakening. Oh, an Ancient Green Warden. They can play lands from graveyard, and doubles triggers with Valakut. That's interesting. Ooh, and look at this. We could take out the enchantment, but we'll need a green source for that. Yeah, I think we need to. Mutate. We play this swing with both and put them at 2 and just hope Klothys finishes them? Yeah, I guess so. And just pray no life gain. Another one. But then they pass back? What? Okay, bye. So we're going to game 2. Going into game 2. Let's dump this for this, and without, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, very land heavy. Let's mull. Oh boy, not land heavy enough. We'll mull. Alright, fine. We pull another Wrath. So far, nothing from our opponent. Another land. And swing for 1. One plays Thick Dryad. Ooh, very nice. Play it. Buff. Swing for 6. Luckily, our opponent can't block. And come on, play those creatures. Ew, no, not what I had in mind. So that's an 8/8, because these 2 hoes are now lands. So I have dummy Thick Idea. Play a land. And please fall for this. Yes. Because now we can Storm's Wrath. Oh my gosh, I'll never get tired of that. That was Exploration. Can they make a comeback? Lotus Cobra. 1 card in hand. Oh, and a Gemrazer. We are just bullies. Kill their enchantment. Put them at 4. One has a Fabled Passage. That's a lot of mana. 1 card in hand. What's it gonna be? Oh, what? I guess it does make sense in their deck where they have a lot of mana floating. Another Gemrazer. So let's do this. Ooze and pass back. Uh-oh. Symbiosis. Oh, this hole again. Another Gemrazer. So for now, we'll pass back. Oh, opponent be passing. And a Shatterskull. Well, if only that could hit players. We could Wrath and force them to block. I don't know how I feel about that, though. Yeah, I think it's safer just to hold back, actually. And just keep eating stuff in graveyard. Yeah. When it has 2 cards in hand, they pass it back. Now, it could buff with Gemrazer. Or it could even just hard cast a Gemrazer. That would be interesting. All right, very risky. Hard cast a Gemrazer. And then pass back. One plays on the land. Passes. And if we smash here, do we just win? Guess we'll try it. Smashing. On blocks, we'll eat. No. Well, I guess that's okay. But still, no. Well, at least the board's reset. One plays Dryad and a Gargaroth. Let's just go with Gargaroth. One plays Passage. And now let's do this. Ooze. Then mutate. No more Dryad. And now no more opponent. But you do have to appreciate how unique their deck is. But you know, baby calls Cheek Clapper for a reason. And now be on to the next match. Opening hand seems pretty bad. So mull. Ooh, this good. Try Hellhound. Ooh, and a spawn red again. We can finally complete our unfinished match. Ooh, and how nice. Play Brushfire. Swing for 3. One plays Champion. And another Robber. And they grab one of our Hellhounds. We'd be cutting it pretty close. So play that. Land. Do we want a green source or a red source? That's a tough one. I suppose we'll go red. Put them at 3. They play Anax here. Oh my gosh. Please, we need a green source for Gemrazer. No. Oh, wait, do we have lethal? Oh yeah, we have lethal. Because it can only block 1 Brushfire. Hooray. So we're going to game 2. Going into game 2. Let's dump this for this. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, we have a Wrath. So we keepin'. One plays this hoe. Swing for 1. One plays Bone Crusher. This is for 3. And pull a Klothys. Nice. Well, swing for 3. Opponent takes it. And with nothing good in graveyard, we'll hold off on Klothys and play the Mammoth. Back to opponent. Opponent swings in. Very suspicious. He might have Embercleave. No. Kills our Mammoth. That's not nice. And they kill our dude. Wow. Sometimes racism is out of control. You know what, though? Take that. But they didn't expect that. There's a very long pause here. Our opponent's just trying to come to terms with this. They're like, where do I go from here? Why would the Magic Gods let this happen? How is Butt Hair part of God's plan? Well, opponent plays Anax. That's a little stinky. But how about we play Klothys, land tap, and let's see if we can survive. And it swings. No Embercleave, please. Oh. So we're gonna have to take it to game 3 now. Opening hand could be good. So we'll keep. Pull another Ooze. Play Elemental, even though they probably have removal. And what? No removal? Okay. Opponent plays Intimidator. Oh, and Klothys. And nothing really in graveyard yet. Let's do this. Elemental. Swing for 6. Oh, and opponent trades. How brave of them. Opponent plays Anax. Ooh, and we get Unday. Play land. Swing. And then fetch. And now Klothys. How do they come back from that? Oh, plays a castle. Swings. And plays another Anax. So we'll get a nutload of tokens. Oh, and Gemrazer. And tough choices here. We could mutate, killing the Anax. Or we could ramp with Klothys. And then play Ooze and Mammoth. Animating Klothys. But they could have removal. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Make mana. Play Ooze. And now the hard part. Play Mammoth. Swing with Klothys. And if we can just survive 1 more turn, I think it will be a done deal. Opponent takes a 4. Now what shall they do? They swing in. Block like that. Oh, an Embercleave. So they trade. Then they attach Embercleave. Oh, and look at this. The cheek clapping has arrived. And now red cap. Mutate. And it's time for our opponent to go nighty-night. Hooray! So be on to the next match. Opening hand, it's not great, but it could be worse. We'll keep. Oh, and it's a ramp deck. How interesting. And by interesting, I mean the opposite. Swing for 2. Is passing back. Ooh, Klothys, that pretty good. Right, Klothys. Oh, opponent plays a Hazard. And another one. Okay. Klothys retreat. We pull the Mammoth. And it's time for Gargaroth. Let's see how big their nut is this turn. Opponent plays Omnath. Man, Fabled Passage. Why they do this to us? Ooh, Lotus Cobra. And a Cultivate. The JJ card. You gotta admit, that was pretty explosive. Make green. Then Wrath. Swing and draw. Is Mugrande. Play the Mammoth and pass back. Opponent plays another Omnath. They land. We could just Wrath this turn. Yeah, let's do that. First land. Then Wrath. Hooray! And there's a concede. Game 2, no changes the sideboard. And this is awful. We're gonna mull. Oh, still very awful. Potentially 2 lands though. Fine, we'll keep. Ooh, deck good. Play the Hound. Oh, and they kill it. Pull another Wrath. Play Brushfire. Swing. And back to opponent. And opponent stomps. And they play a land. No land for us, but another Brushfire. Okay. Swing for 1. And opponent plays a Bone Crusher. Small land for daddy. Hooray. Swing. They trade. And we'll play Klothys. One plays Omnath on a land. Well, we could Storm's Wrath this turn. If we eat a land, I think we should do that. Yeah. And hope for land next turn for Gargaroth. One plays Lotus Cobra and a land. And then this thing. And still no land. Oh my god. I guess we'll have to let our cheeks get clapped and pass back. One plays Escape. They do have another Escape for next turn. Yeah, with 2 lands there actually. They could put the other Escape now. No, they go with Cultivate. And then they stomp us. Well, with another Escape ready for next turn, we might have a problem. Oh, and this would be a tough one. We could take out Cobra. Or we could wipe. With Escape, I think we should wait. Instead, we could go Shock, play Gargaroth. Yeah, we'll do that. Even though this might backfire. Oh, and Omnath. Oh, wait a minute. Do they have any green source? No, right? Please say they don't. Daddy needs a break sometimes. No, they're green source. And a Lotus Cobra. And then Escape.
2,000 years later.
Well, their tokens are 5/5, so we're going to game 3. Opening hand is pretty clunky, but if we could hit a few lands, then it's not too bad, so we'll keep. Hellhound. And opponent says, no, no, no. Not in my butt cheeks. Might as well go land, Hound, and back to opponent. Opponent plays Cobra. I wish we could play the Mammoth this turn, or kill their Cobra, but I think we gotta do this instead. Land, swing, and darn, they didn't block. Let's see it. Where's that Omnath? There it is. Oh, but look at that. Just in time, because just like mommy showed me how. Wipe. Swing for 4, and now can they come back? You, oh, and a Klothys. That's such a hard decision. This feels awful, but I think we gotta play Klothys. Swing for 2, and what will our opponent do? Plays Cobra, and a land. Oh, stop it. Why do they have to bully us? Well, let's play Gargaroth, and pass back, and pray they don't pop off with Omnath. I don't play Feldar's Retreat. Oh, and look, a Fabled Passage. Oh, and Giannis's Ultimatum. My favorite. Isn't this fun, guys? Oh, but they're not done. They can still fetch. Oh, but there's more. I gotta say, the last time something this stupid happened, my grandparents were trying to get me to impregnate my first cousin. And even that seemed more reasonable than this. Low-key, she was kinda hot, but people also thought we were twins a lot. Well, we almost had them, but our news can only stretch so far. Wah wah. But we had a good run. Despite the last match, I do feel very fulfilled. Spanking with Storm's Wrath just warms my heart, and there was plenty of that. We kinda lucked out a bit, and that we didn't see any control decks. We did have 4 Harbingers ready for the Sultai matchup, and alongside an extra Klothys, I think we would have been okay, but we'll just have to use our imaginations. If you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe, and if enough big boys are interested, maybe we'll even do a sequel. But for now, that is all, and as always, I hope you have a great day.